How's it going, Dopamon fans? If you've been following along, you know we've been predicting rosters for the 2022 Olympics in Beijing, and today we've gotten to Denmark. If you haven't already, go check out our past videos. We've already done Canada, US, Sweden, Finland, Russia, Germany, China. We've done them all. So go check them out if you haven't already. And of course, named to the Danish roster already is Alexander True, Oliver Bjorkstrand, and Nikolaj Ehlers. Of course, there was the Olympic qualifying team that had a round robin tournament. They won 3 games out of 3. And Ryan, if you would, put the roster that they played with up. We, of course, have a different roster that we, project, but this is what they played with.
Yeah, and obviously Denmark is one of 3 teams that played its way into the Olympics. Other teams had it set already. Denmark, Latvia, and Slovakia all played their way in their respective groups. And these are the lines that they had. This is the team that they went for. So we're not, because it's so recent, we're not really making any huge predictions in this video. We are filling in a couple gaps. As you can see, the easiest thing to point out right away is the goaltenders, who we'll get to. Frederick Anderson was not on the qualifying team, but he will probably be the starting goalie for Team Denmark in the Olympics. A couple other minor stuff like that, but this was our roster and our lines for the Danish Olympic qualifiers.
And of course, if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like, a comment on your own predictions, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll start us off with our rosters.
Yep.
Let's start with the goaltenders. Starting, of course, is Frederick Anderson. Frederick Anderson, backed up by Sebastian Dahm and Mads Søgaard. Of course, I am wearing the Ottawa jersey. I'm a huge fan of Mads Søgaard. He's the Danish goalie of the future. Stands 6'7". He's huge. Sebastian Dahm, he was on the last Olympic qualifying team that didn't qualify. Didn't have outstanding numbers in North America when he was younger. He's bounced around Central Europe, but the past few seasons he's played really well in the DEL and the ICHL, and he played amazing in the qualifier as well. And of course, Frederick Anderson is a starting goalie for in an NHL team. He'll be the starter for Denmark.
Yeah, Freddie Anderson off to a 6-0 start this season. Had a shutout tonight against Boston. You know, of course, Freddie in October historically as the Leafs goalie wasn't that great, but October Freddie is no more in Carolina. First defensive pairing. I have the right one here. Yeah, I think this is the same as the other. Yeah,
Yep.
We have Nicholas B. Jensen and Philip Larson as their top pairing in the qualifiers. Nicholas B. Jensen, 32-year-old defenseman, also has played center. And if you go to the Elite Prospects page, he's actually listed as both a defenseman and a center. So I don't know if that means he's going to play a little bit of center, but we'll see. Plays for Berlin team in the DL. No NHL experience, but a lot of experience over there in Europe. And Philip Larson has some NHL experience with the Dallas Stars and Edmonton Oilers mostly, well as the Vancouver Canucks, which he had 6 points in 26 games. That was the most recent NHL team he played for in 2016-17, but has since been with Salvat Yuleev in the KHL.
He's been playing pretty well. And for our second pairing D, on the left we have Marcus Lordson, and on the right, Matthias Lassen. Lawson.
Lawson.
Lawson. Lawson. Lawson in 2015, he was ranked 106th by NHL Central Scouting for European skaters. Was never ended up being drafted, but he was ranked by Central Scouting. And Marcus Lordson, he was also on the last Olympic qualifying team that didn't qualify 4 years ago. And these two played together in Malmo, the Malmo Redhawks in the SHL. A few of these players on this roster do, and I think when you're building a team for chemistry, this is how you do it.
Yeah, it's good to have Danish line mates that play together in our
Hmm.
usual professional league. To round out our top 6 defensemen, we have Oliver Lordson and Jesper Jensen Abo. Oliver, the brother of Marcus Lordson. Oliver is much bigger than his brother. It's 6'6". His brother's 6'1". 32 years old. He's the older of the two. Has some AHL experience. Played one game most recently in 14-15 with the Philadelphia Flyers, but otherwise doesn't have a lot of NHL experience. But like I said before, played with the Malmo Red Hawk. A lot of these players do. Jesper Jensen-Avo played with them last year. Currently plays in the DEL. 6 points in 15 games there. Yeah, this is their core. There's nothing different than what we've seen in the qualifier. No additional guys for this team.
And for the final pairing, on the left side we have Emile Christensen, who was also on 4 years ago on that last Danish Olympic qualifying team, and on the right, Malte Setkov, who was a fourth round pick. Sorry, is a fourth round pick, 100th overall in 2017 for Detroit Red Wings, and he is. We're talking about big boys coming out of Denmark. He is 6'8", 209 pounds. He is huge,
Yeah.
and up until this year, he did play also for the Malmo Redhawks. He plays for AIK now, but for the also in the Allsvenskan League, but he does have some chemistry playing with these guys, so I think he'd be a good mix in there. And Christensen as well, he's got the chemistry. This as far as defense goes, it remains identical. We just figured we slide another defenseman in there with Setkov.
Yeah. Biggest addition will come on forward line one. Forward line one for us consists of Oliver Bjorkstrand on the left, Nikolaj Ehlers on the right, which was what they had in qualifiers. But instead of Frans Nielsen on the top line, we have Lars Eller of the Washington Capitals. This is their top line. Eller couldn't play in the qualifiers, but he will most likely for the Olympic Games. This is their top line. Ehlers is probably the most skilled out of this bunch, but Bjorkstrand and Eller, no joke.
Hmm. Yeah, this could be a real first or second line in the NHL. This could be a threat as well. And for the second line, we have on the left wing Nicholas Jensen. Not the same Nicholas Jensen on the left wing. That's a Nicholas B. Jensen on the left wing. Here we have Nicholas Jensen. Different guys. Down the middle, Peter Regan, former Ottawa Senator. And on the right wing, Mikhail Vodka, another former Ottawa Senator, which is why I got the jersey on. Of course, Vodka is a scorer. Regan's a great two-way guy, and Nicholas Jensen, he's a big goal-scoring winger. He's got a little bit of NHL experience, and I like this as a second line. You know, in the NHL, it'd be closer to a third line of these guys in their prime, but you know that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of these guys are a little bit older, like you said, but Peter Regan, I also want to make mention, was this team's captain during the qualifiers and has been the captain of Jokerit for a few years in the KHL.
Hmm.
So a lot of leadership there. Third line, I bring that up here. We got Joachim Blichfeld, Alexander Trua, and Frederick Storm, which the best name on this team.
Yeah, that's the coolest name.
Imagine having the last name Storm. Blichfeld is currently a member of the San Jose Sharks organization. Played 5 games last year, scored a goal. Currently in the San Jose Barracuda of the AHL. Trua, also with the Sharks last year, with the Charlotte Checkers this year. And Frederick Storm has no NHL experience, but is another guy with history of being in the Malmo Red Hawk organization, but currently playing the DEL.
On our fourth line, on the left wing, yet we have Jonas Ronberg, Franz Nielsen down the middle, who was on the first line before, and on the right wing, Patrick Russell. Franz Nielsen, of course, is he's got Stanley Cup rings. Brings amazing veteran leadership and experience. He's a guy you want on your fourth line. Patrick Russell is a big guy, he's a big body, he's a depth forward playing for Edmonton right now. I think he's got 2 assists in 5 games or something like that. He's got just a little bit of a scoring touch. And Jonas Ronberg on the left, he's a third round pick for Vegas in 2017, I want to say. Plays both sides, could probably move around a little bit on the roster. He's a really good young energy guy, loves to win puck battles, and I really like this as a fourth line kind of shutdown line. When you're facing top tier talent like Canada, US, you're gonna need guys who can play, a certain role, and three of these guys can.
Yep, this is a good third line. We talked about our centers and how we wanted to run them. Franz Nielsen obviously was the
Hmm.
first line center, like you said, and yeah, I think he makes a good fit here. An older guy, did fourth line. And just to round this out, our extras, we got Morton Paulson and Julian Jacobson. Both of them play in the Pro Danish League, and both were a member of the qualifying team. So you want to keep those guys around. Those are the guys who did it for you. Might as well keep them and bring them to the Olympics. So yeah, that's it.
Hmm. Maybe an honorable mention, Matthias from. Yeah, Denmark is pretty strong on forward, not so much on D. I've
Yeah,
noted, heard of that. So,
yeah, their decor is definitely weaker than their forward group, but you never know. Might sneak out a win against
yeah.
one of these teams. Got a good enough forward group, and with a goalie like Freddie Anderson, uh, could steal a game for you. So we'll see how that goes. He's used to getting shelled, so he's gonna have to deal with a lot of pucks during this tournament. But that's it for us for this one. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more hockey content, and leave a comment down below if there's anyone we missed. Till next time, peace.